Yeah, let's get after it. Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. As Taylor mentioned, it is a beautiful day. It's not raining. Hopefully everything dries out. It's sunny. It's beautiful. Great way to wrap a short week. So I'm really glad that you guys are able to join us for another neighborhood networking. This morning, we're going to do things a little bit different. We have a co-host, if you will, outside of the chamber, the one and only Hailee Bland Walsh, who is with City Gym here in Waldo. We're excited to have her with us this morning and to talk a little bit about City Gym and what they've been up to and how they've been handling everything with the pandemic. So we're glad to have her. We're going to get to her in just a second. Real quick, I just want to, as always, we have wonderful partners with the chamber, incredible sponsors that allow for us to be able to offer these wonderful networking events that we have to bring you all together to help support your businesses and your efforts and everything that you guys have going on. So I want to take a moment to shout out Mazuma Credit Union, SS&C, and our wonderful partners with Sprint. We've got a couple Sprint reps on the call. We have Natalie and Joe Trawl. So everybody say hello to Natalie and Joe. We're glad to have them. Just to give you guys a little bit of information and backstory about Sprint, we have a wonderful partnership with Sprint with our Sprint Perks program. So if you guys are ever looking to enhance your cellular network, either personally or that you want to share this incredible discount and perk with your business associates, your staff teams, it's a great way to save money. It's a great way to get some free phones, upgrade your phone, whatever it may be. They're offering great services with a free Amazon Prime account, free Hulu, and a wide variety of other things. So you can shop online, you can go wherever. And the great thing about this is this is a great member benefit that we have through the chamber to be able to offer great discounts. And then also it helps support the chamber. So we appreciate all of everything that Sprint does for the chamber and for our community. And we thank you guys for supporting us in those efforts as well. We also have some other great cost-saving business partners with Blue Cross and Blue Shield with Chamber Choice. So if you're looking for some incredible low-cost health insurance, which is going to be a benefit to you and your staff team, we have that, Sprint, Staples, and CBIZ. Staples also, if you're looking to order PPE, they are reopening that back up as businesses are getting back to normal and needing to outfit their offices with safety, with sanitation, with masks and things of that nature. So if you have questions about wanting to get your business signed up with the Staples Advantage program to help save your business some money, then we are happy to do that, and I would love to answer any questions that you may have. So that's with our sponsors. We are grateful to them. Just a couple of other things. We have some wonderful webinars. Happy Friday. My brain has not started firing on all cylinders yet, but we'll get there. So some upcoming events that we have on Tuesday, June 1st. Your library card means business. That's going to be an info session at 1 o'clock on Tuesday. Brandon is going to put the link to sign up to that in the chat, so check out that. And then we have an online Centurions information session, which is going to be Tuesday, June 16th, and that'll be at 12. And then lastly, we have our Safe Return KC, a guide for responsible reentry to the workplace. That's coming up as well. So, or that's not an event, I'm so sorry. That's a guide. So if you want to flip through the pages of that, see, how it is that we've partnered with other local businesses and civic and community involvement teams, just to see, how you can safely return back to work. So that was a mouthful of information. The info is going to be in the chat. It is also always on our website, and you guys are probably getting lots of emails from us in regards to all of that information. So if you have any questions, let me know, let Brandon know, let anybody with the chamber know. And with that, I am going to do a quick shout out to some chamber team members that we have on the networking this morning. So we have, as you all know, the one and only Brandon Krekel, him and all of his fluffy hair. He is here. We have Vicky Kulikoff, who is our member engagement manager. Shannon Spees is on the call. Taylor Hammersmith, you're all familiar with her. Laura Dryden, our events director. I think I saw Greg Baldovino, who is with us with our D&I department. Who else is here? David Prente might be here. I don't know. We got a lot of people. We have a great team at the chamber, and we're all here to help and support you. So that's enough from me. Thank you all for bearing with all of my announcements and everything that we have. Without further ado, I am going to turn it over to Hailee Bland Walsh, who is going to talk about City Gym and all of the efforts that they've been doing. We're excited to have her here. She may or may not make you work out. We don't know. So it's a surprise, but here is Hailee.
Good morning, everyone. I offered for us to do a group workout this morning, and Brandon was like, no, let's just chat. So
Sorry, guys.
Fault that you're not getting a free workout. No, well, thank you for having me. I'm so excited. It's been quite the week. We actually opened on Monday, the 25th. And as you can imagine, it's been both really great and exciting to see our community back. And also, it's been very different and and a little bit of stress and anxiety. We have had to come up with a brand new set of processes that have originally taken us 9 years to get to this point where everything runs really smoothly every day. So to spend only a few months trying to reimagine how we keep our community safest has been a little bit of a challenge, an interesting challenge. But I will say this week has gone very, very smoothly. Mostly because our community has been so amazing and so gracious and so wonderful, and they have just brought their patience and their best attitudes, and they've really given us the time and space to sort of work out the logistical piece of things. So, and things continue to change. Like we all heard yesterday, Mayor Lucas has changed the occupancy restrictions, so that will impact us. And so again, we will reorganize, we'll pivot, we'll figure out how that all works. So it reminds me of in the very, very early days of opening the business, where every single day you walk in and think, what is today going to bring? So it is both, it kind of reminds me of that beginning exciting time. So I'm glad to be here to talk about it.
Yeah, thanks for being here, Hailee. We really do appreciate you taking some time out of your day, and crazy week, I'm sure, is what it's been. But today, I think we want to get to kind of know you, right? That's what we brought you on, and such an interesting week to kind of have you on as our first co-host with our virtual neighborhood networking. So for those of us on the call that might not know you or your organization, do you mind giving us a little background on
Sure.
you, and then how you got to where you are today?
So my name's Hailee. I'm the owner and founder of City Gym. We're located in Waldo. This August, we celebrate our 9th birthday. We're a community, a wellness community. We kind of function as a gym, but really we see ourselves as influencers in the Kansas City community to keep Kansas City healthy. We are really committed to creating community. We say all the time that that's our product. That treadmills and weights are sort of just the way we get in front of you, but what we're doing is creating space for you to show up, to feel inspired enough and educated enough to transform your life, because we know that that ripples out into the larger Kansas City community and beyond. And so we, like I said, have been in existence for 9 years. I have worked in fitness since 2004. I was a former Division I and professional athlete who refused to get a real job. And so I kind of fell into fitness, but stayed for the way that I watched folks show up for themselves in these wellness spaces. And I got really hooked on the transformation piece. So I'm sort of a transformation junkie, if you will. So that's a little bit about City Gym, just in terms of the sort of creation. I'm from Kansas City Metro originally, moved away for college, swore I'd never be back. And then at 30, moved home and started a business and bought a house. And I'd been living in the Bay Area for 6 years. And I don't know what voodoo my mom had been doing behind the scenes to make that all manifest, but I blame her for sure.
I love it. And happy that you came back to Kansas City. I've been here my whole life, and it's a blast, and it's growing too. But so going back to the gym and your week, I'm sure it was an interesting week, and months. I mean, it's been pretty wild. Do you see any positive changes coming to your industry moving forward with everything that you've learned? I always try to look on the brighter side of things. So anything you can glean from that?
So like I said, I've been working in the industry since 2004. And one of the things that I've always been really committed to is cleanliness. So people say all the time, City Gym's the cleanest gym I've ever been in. Well, if you thought that before, you got to come see us now, because we are 100 times cleaner than we were. But I'm hoping that maybe that's a trend we start seeing in the industry, that providers are being more proactive about prevention and on the cleanliness side than in the past. That's always been it's always sort of bothered me. For me, cleanliness is a piece of customer service. If you walk in the door and it looks and feels great, then you know that things are going well behind the scenes as well. So I hope that that's sort of a positive trend. In addition, I really feel like there has been more of a kind of a morph between the virtual class option or virtual fitness option and then the in-person or brick and mortar option. Brick and mortar businesses are really having to figure out ways to continue to connect with their membership base. And so they're leveraging technology in new ways. I will say for us, that was such a beautiful kind of development. We started doing live classes on Facebook. We wanted to do it on Facebook because it was a platform that most people have. It was free. The videos could live there forever. So it made it really accessible, because accessibility is something that's really important to us at City Gym. So you didn't have to pay to get a workout. We were really committed to getting the community moving and connected. And so I was working out with people from all over the US. Like I said, I moved back from California, but I played college soccer with a bunch of people. So like my teammates were working out in Texas and New York. And so it was really awesome. When we talk about City Gym is more than a place to work out, it's a place to belong. We really felt that movement, that community in action through leveraging online technology. So I think that is going to be something that we continue to see, that even as brick and mortar businesses stay, what are the ways that we can leverage virtual opportunities for folks to connect with us? I know for me personally in my business, we're going to be doing some more of that. So if there's a live class happening, maybe there's a technology component for those folks who aren't in Kansas City, or maybe just aren't feeling like they're ready to be back inside of a brick and mortar business yet. So we're going to figure out how we leverage both of those opportunities to serve folks.
I love it. And it's wild how this pandemic has brought people together. With the technology that we have, I've had conversations with family members who live in Wisconsin and New York and California. We would only meet, maybe every 3 years for like a family reunion, but now it's like a weekly thing. So it's awesome how we have, maybe gotten a little closer. So I think maybe going forward, I hope we can kind of maintain that.
I do too.
Yeah. Katie, did you have a question you wanted to ask?
Yeah. Hailee, can you talk a little bit about your shift with technology, and did you guys have challenges with that, and just kind of how you were able to pivot on a technological platform?
Mm-hmm. So Erin Folk is a good friend of mine, and within 12 hours of us making the closure statement, she and I were on the phone, and she's just like, but we got to get you in front of people. So she really kind of provided the initial push. I met with our team, and we said, okay, so if technology is going to be something that we're going to move towards, I wanted to do it quickly, right? Like I wanted to stand it up really fast. I didn't want to create a whole new system. So I was like, what is the free available technology for us to leverage right now that's going to be very accessible for people and that most people could access? And so Facebook Live was just kind of a no-brainer in terms of what it provided us. But there were definitely like technology hiccups, like anything. Instructors were teaching fitness classes in their living rooms or their garages. So there were kiddos running around and animals and, buffering situations. But really that for us kind of lent to the authenticity of the product that we were really producing, right? So it was like, no, it wasn't bells and whistles. No, we weren't in some studio environment, you know, with some music in the background. But that is sort of that like kind of anchored in like real life is what we do anyway. And so I think people kind of appreciated that, right? They got to sort of see us in those real environments. And so there were definitely some, you know, some kind of hiccups. Even when we were testing Facebook Live in the beginning, we had all the instructors kind of lined up to test it. Well, I was kind of clueless that when we tested Facebook Live, we were actually going live on Facebook. So I'd be like, back up, I can't see you, or come forward, or can you put a light there, or I can't hear you. And so people were tuning in for kind of our test runs, and they'd be like, yay, we're so excited, you know, or whatever. But it was kind of funny because we were just sort of learning on the fly. But I just was like, we're gonna push ourselves to try to stand something up right away. I knew that people were going to want the community piece, which is the other reason that we use that Facebook platform, because they could comment and connect. And Taylor was tuning into a lot of my workouts, and she would often comment, and that was kind of fun because we could banter back and forth. So that was a fun option. So we knew we wanted to have that community piece, and that we wanted to have the consistency piece. So being able to offer something at the exact same time every single day, so that folks had that routine thing to look forward to. Because what I was finding is so many people were like, oh my gosh, I don't have a routine anymore. What am I going to do? So yeah, so there are definitely some, like, all the things you can think of that could go wrong, went wrong, you know. Well, you know, some folks were in landscape, but on Facebook, you have to be, you know, this direction. And so they were like upside down, and people were commenting, I think you're upside down. So it was all kinds of stuff, but we just kind of were graceful about it and rolled the punches.
I love it.
Yeah, you've done a really great job. Your classes have been fantastic.
Thank you.
So
Thank you.
Thank you. Great.
And this question comes from Taylor Hammersmith. She sent me one, kind of going off of that technology and, you know, trying out Facebook Live, and, you know, you're live, so you're, you know, people can see you kind of messing around. Do you have an embarrassing moment, whether it's you or someone you've worked with through Zoom or through the technology that we've had today? You know, like I had a friend who he's taking a class at Wash U, and someone was using the bathroom in the background, you know, things like that.
Wow. Yeah. Well, I don't think we have any like super embarrassing moments, but I was kind of laughing because at the beginning of every one of my workouts, I'm like adjusting my outfit, you know, I'm like, can you see down my shirt, or my pants pulled up, you know? So I'm at the beginning of all the videos. So any video, like smooth video editor person was so horrified that we were all like looking up our noses as we were you know, you could see straight up our noses as we were setting up our cameras and stuff like that. I mean, it was real. And I'd be like, can you hear me? And people would be like, we can't hear you, you know? So there was a lot of those sort of, you know, momentary glitches in the beginning, which if we were doing something more polished, you absolutely wouldn't see. And I personally I've been creating a lot of content for my Instagram account. And so I've been doing I've got some behind the scenes clips from some of those things. And so you'll see me working out. I'm looking like, oh, this is super easy. And then the camera's still rolling, right? And then I set the weights down and I'm like, oh my God, this is body double is not doing this workout. I've just done this 50 times to try to get it right. And so there's been a little bit of that too.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It's always crazy. And we have a question. Jamie Simpson sent me a message. Do you want to ask your question, Jamie? You want to unmute yourself?
Sure. As somebody who has been enjoying the flexibility of the online workouts and sort of the lack of humiliation because you can do them in the privacy of your own home.
Totally.
Are there any plans to continue to do those? And as a business owner, how do you monetize that?
Yeah. So what we're going to do is, I was mentioning earlier to the chamber folks. So our membership software have themselves pivoted. So they have now created an online streaming option for us through our membership software. So we're going to move from Facebook Live workouts, which were free and open to the community, and we're going to move to more of a member-based option. So if you're a City Gym member, you can create an account, and then you'll have access to those workouts. So you'll still be at home. It's set up a little bit more like Zoom, and that as the instructor, if you choose to turn your camera on, I can see you, which I really like because I like getting the feedback of what you're doing. But you could still just have your photo and be totally private in your living room. But that'll be the way that that'll be the way we move forward. So those classes again will become a benefit of membership. But right now, we typically have a $100 enrollment fee, but because we're not able to offer you all of the amenities that we typically do, we're waiving that enrollment fee. So for $64.99 a month, you can have access to all of our virtual classes. So we'll be, at this point, we're doing 12 a week, but we'll just be expanding that. So I think it's like $1 a class if you do it over the course of a month. So you can join City Gym and just do the virtual classes. You don't even ever have to come into the gym. In fact, I have some friends from California who've been enjoying our classes so much that they're going to join and just keep doing the classes until they're able to access their in-person fitness options. So that's the way we're going to do it. And in some ways, the Facebook Live workouts have been a great marketing tool for us. We've gotten members or folks who wouldn't normally come to our classes who have had the opportunity to experience our programming. And now they're saying, oh, well, I want to pay for what you're doing. So that's been a nice little kind of teaser, if you will, an opportunity to connect with folks. So you can join. Great.
Does anyone else have any questions for Hailee? We've got about 3 minutes left before Hailee needs to jump off. So I'll open it up to questions there. You can either send them to me in the chat or just unmute yourself. That's pretty easy to do too.
Yes.
I mean, Brandon, go ahead.
Did your revenues totally shut down during this period? Or, I mean, if you've been no memberships, then how does that work? How did you survive?
Yes, thank you for asking that question. So City Gym operates with a little bit different of a business model. We do not have contracts. I'm a big believer in earning folks' business every month. And I'm a big believer that if you're unhappy with the service you're getting, you should have the freedom to leave, right? And so if we're not doing a good job and then we lock you into a contract and make you keep paying, not only are you dissatisfied, but now you're angry at me. So I think that's kind of a bad operating model. So for the last 10 years, we have never locked folks into contracts. So you just 30 days to cancel is really our policy. So we basically were very transparent with our membership base, and we said, here's the deal. We don't have the ability to make you keep paying. Some of you are not going to have the ability to continue to pay. You've been impacted financially. But if this is something you have the ability to sustain, you're getting a regular paycheck and you're working a job, and this was an expense you were already accounting for, would you consider continuing your membership? And most folks did. Frankly, most folks did. We also applied for PPP funds, which we were able to receive. So that was a huge relief and has given us the ability to continue to sustain. So a lot of gyms where they are in contracts, they've been prorating their members during this time, meaning they've not been making them pay, but they'll put that at the end of their contract. So say you have 6 months left on a contract, you've not paid for 3 months, you still have 6 months left on that contract. And one of the practices that I kind of always makes me is the way that they will send those contracts to collections if you choose to not continue to honor them. So while we didn't have the ability to prorate, we really relied on our community. We were very transparent. We said, here's where we are. And most folks said, we want City Gym to be there when we have the ability to be back inside. And so it's truly been the kind of the support and the generosity of our community. That said, we have seen a little bit of we've kind of gotten hit in the last week or so. We have quite a few frontline staff folks who work in hospital environments, doctors, nurses, different folks who work in a hospital environment or a frontline healthcare environment who have canceled. They said, we wanted to sustain you through this time, but we're canceling at this point because you're reopened. And we're not coming back into the gym and putting our community at risk for some time. So we're going to cancel now. We'll be back later. So it's been kind of an interesting, I don't know, experiment in human behavior and all of that. But I will say that, you know, I said it before, community is our product. And relationships are very important to us, and that building that trust and that rapport and that authenticity is our number one priority. And we've never had to lean on that more than during this time. And I will say that those relationships have really have literally paid off for us.
Well, congratulations. It says a lot about you and your market.
Thank you. Yeah, we're great. And I've been standing out front doing check-ins, and most of our members, they live nearby. And last night I was out front, and some members stopped and they were saying, "Oh, we're excited to be back, but we feel a little bit of anxiety." And I was able to sort of talk to them. And again, our management team is doing all the intake right now because I want them to see our faces when they walk into the door, that we, what we're doing, that we're confident, that we're glad to have them back, and building that confidence and that rapport in those moments, or smoothing something over, for example, right? They come in and they're feeling annoyed or anxious or whatever, and being able to just build those relationships are opportunities that we're taking advantage of. So at this point, we have management working from 5 a.m. to 8 p.m. every single day. So we are there to see your face and to thank you in person, and to continue to build those relationships, which is why I have to get off, because I'm going to go work at the gym, take temperatures.
Hailee, thank you so much for joining.
Oh, go ahead.
Nope. I was just going to let Hailee go. I was going to say, Hailee, if you wouldn't mind to share your contact information in the chat with everybody. So if anyone has additional questions, so that we don't make you late for your shift. But I just want to say, as a City Gym member, you guys have really knocked it out of the park with your transparency and your communication. And it really shows the support that you guys have for your community and your dedication to keeping everyone safe and healthy. And so thank you, for what you're doing for Kansas City and for your members, and just your continued support of the chamber, and anything that we can do to continue to help and support you, we want to do that. So thank you very much for joining us this morning.
Thanks, Katie. You all have been amazing partners. I think within a week of our closure, I was on the phone with Taylor, and we were brainstorming ways that we could continue to keep lifting people up, and that you all could help us, and et cetera, et cetera. And I just want to say to everyone, if you are in a wellness environment in Kansas City and your community is not doing right by you, I want you to talk to them about the things that need to be in place so that you feel safe enough to be back. You are a customer, you're a consumer, you have a lot of power. So talk to those folks about the things they can be doing. And if they're unsure of what they can be doing, you have them give me a phone call, because I got 15 minutes of my time for them about the way that we can all together keep Kansas City and our larger community safe. So really push your wellness communities to do the right things by you, so we can all stay safe.
Wonderful. Well, good luck, Hailee. Have a great day. Keeping
Thank you.
everyone healthy, taking temperatures, and all of that stuff. So I'm going to push it back over to Brandon, and he's going to talk a little bit about the breakout rooms that we're going to do. So happy Friday, everyone. Brandon, it's all yours.
Thanks. And thanks again, Hailee. You were great. Our first virtual co-host, and I think it went well. So I appreciate that. Yeah, so we're going to move into some breakout rooms, kind of getting back into the normal networking, giving you guys a chance to kind of meet one another, talk with each other, and share some of that. So I've got you all divided up into breakout rooms. So I guess I should prompt you with a question. So I did ask Hailee this one, but I want to ask you guys as well. So during all the negative stuff going on, what do you guys see as like a positive moving forward? Whether it is coming together as a community, better communication with one another, things like that. So don't forget to introduce yourself, name, company, and then what you see as a positive moving forward. So I'm going to send you all away into breakout rooms, and we'll see you in about 7 minutes.